and all I can do is pray for them.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. And yes, we do. So we talked a little bit earlier about diverticulosis and hives, and then we came up with this lady who wanted to know more about, her IBS, irritable bowels, and so forth. So it's interesting that became that was a topic in two different directions just today.
Right.
But these things are treatable, but they're not treatable with drugs. They're treatable with natural remedies, and that doesn't mean that a food is a drug. That really means that food is naturally healing to the body.
Right.
But again, the government has outlawed that kind of thinking, and vilified it, and so forth. But
well, it's just like hundreds of years ago when the Indians lived out on the reservation. They didn't have an ER or CVS pharmacy or anything to go to. Their little medicine man made up herbal formulas, when they got sick. And if they had a wound, like on their leg, they would pull a carrot out of the ground.
Yes.
Wrap it up in a clean cloth, pulverize it with a rock, and then tie it onto their wound. It would heal up and not infect with a carrot.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what's so amazing is that we have all these healing remedies provided in nature all around us, and we don't want to lose touch with it, because I'm here in Jamaica, and I've seen that most of these people, where you have most of the population still using some of the herbs, but they're losing touch with it. Because it's not taught, it's not accepted. It's kind of like losing your language, because it's not taught or not accepted. Pretty soon you're speaking a different language, and you don't remember the old language anymore, or you don't remember the old ways anymore. And we've lost a lot of these old ways. But I'm here to wake it up, and I've got quite a movement that's starting to go behind me. You're going to see we're going to shake them up here in Jamaica. We're going to bring back their natural heritage, because they're so hungry for it here, because they're very poor. This is not a wealthy nation at all, and it's very poor, and the taxes are high, and the people are poor, but they don't know, and they don't use their own natural remedies, and they're surrounded by them. I mean, they're falling off the trees, like neem leaf and graviola leaf and moringa leaf and stem and seed and so forth. They have these things all over the place, and they're not using them like they should, or they don't know about them. So it's going to be. So I'm having a good time here in Jamaica, starting to help people understand their native remedies, as well as remedies that are available from all over the world. Yes. So anyway, so that's what it is. It's staying in touch with your roots. It's staying in touch with natural remedies. It's keeping it simple, folks. It's getting back to the diet. The doctors aren't going to save you. They're going to draft you into their system and probably never let you go. That's what doctors do, because their system does that, because they don't have a cure for anything. But nature does. Nature has a cure for just a lot of things. And what we need to do is get in touch with the natural, old-fashioned cures, which you can't say that in America. You can't say that these natural remedies are old-fashioned cures, but I'm not in America, so I can. I'm in Jamaica. I can say it if I want to. So.
Well, see, we can't use the word cure in America.
That's right. No.
And we don't treat, we don't diagnose.
No.
We only make suggestions based on what we see and the knowledge that we've acquired. And through blood chemistry, I can find stuff that the medical doctors can't find because their parameters are so wide, and I narrow them up to the nutritional parameters, and that's when I see something before it goes south.
Yeah.
I had a lady came in today, and she said, you know, when I saw her, about 6 weeks ago or something like that, she came in and you know, I saw that she had a UTI in the report. She said, I really don't have a UTI. And so she took a little stuff for a little bit, and then she went on vacation. She came back, and then she had a full-blown UTI because she didn't take it, you know, like she should have, and because she really didn't think she needed to. And then all of a sudden, she had to jump right on it and get it corrected. But she kind of had to pick up some more stuff today, and so it's, you know, I see this kind of stuff every day, and it's rewarding to know that I saw something before it happened, because I see the signs pointing a certain direction. I didn't diagnose it. I didn't treat it. I just made suggestions based on what I saw in the blood work. And she was really impressed that I saw that, you know, and I said, well, this is what I do every day. So it's a good thing to help people and have them turn their lives around. Now, medical doctors do life-saving procedures, you know, surgeries and all that kind of stuff. And there are some life-saving drugs out there, but you don't have to live on them. You get over the crises, you clean up the body, and you let the body heal. But you heal it with the natural remedies, if you will, and it can change your life.
Absolutely.
I mean, you and I are still around, and, you know, we're supposedly called senior citizens now, but, you know, I don't act it, I don't feed it, and I don't lick it, so that's a good thing.
There you go. It's you know, nobody's going to live forever, but why live for a long time when you're miserable every single day of your life, and it goes on for decades? That's no way to live, and that's what, you know, and what people need to know is there is a better quality of life available. And that's why people come to Doc Miles. That's why they come to me, is because we're pointing in that direction, and we're doing it with natural remedies that are going to complement the body and work with the body, not paste a Band-Aid over the top of it, and then you get worse later and you need a bigger Band-Aid until no Band-Aid works. That's what the medical community does, and what we're doing is working with the natural systems of the body, making sure, and the interesting thing here that's come out is that Doc Miles has some very interesting tools, and one of them being that he can do blood work, and he can find out what's going on in every part of the body, every system of the body, because his system of testing the blood is so comprehensive, and it's totally different than if you went to a medical doctor. They're going to be testing for drugs. They don't test for how much nutrition you need, and they don't understand that part. It's not their area. They're just strictly targeted for one thing: drugs, drugs, drugs. So when you go to Doc Miles, you're going to get a whole different picture, because he's looking at it from a nutritional standpoint, and the blood work he does is from a nutritional standpoint, and it's a specific special program that only I'm the only person. He's the only person I know that has it. Has that diagnostic system. But there's more to it than that. You know, that's just one of the modalities. Another thing that you're doing that people keep asking me about, and they're telling me about all the time, is they've got frozen shoulders, or they've got aches and pains, and you've got these magnets that really work, and they're low cost, and they're powerful, and they increase circulation, and they help people with aches and pains and frozen shoulders and knees and so forth. So there's interesting different things that we have that people don't even know that we have, and things we do they don't even know that we can do.
Yep. Because we can't advertise everything we do, because then they'll be after us all the time.
Oh yeah, exactly. You can't tell people, you really can't tell them how good something is going to make you feel and what it's going to make you do, because if you do, that's against the law. So it really does tie your hands, but we do the best we can. And we try to obey the law. I mean, that's we're supposed to, and biblically, and we try to obey the law, and we're not trying to offend anybody, and we're trying to get along and just help people. But it's kind of hard when you're vilified for helping people with natural remedies. It just kind of gets to me sometimes when I see the government treating us like we're a villain when they're the villains, not us. Yep. So, Doc, I know we're getting real close to the top of the hour. I'm going to invite folks one more time before Doc has to leave. At the top of the hour, Doc usually has to go and he has to feed his critters. He's there on the farm and out in the country, and he's got to go feed the critters about this time. But before he goes, if you press your star key 2 times and ask a question, Doc and I will address whatever it is that you want to talk about. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's for somebody else, but if you've got a topic, a suggestion, a question, press your star key 2 times before the Doc is gone. Do it now. And they're in Georgia. Do you have a question?
Yes. What is good for restless leg syndrome and jitteriness? Jittery
RLS. Yes, restless leg syndrome and jitteriness, right?
Yes. Yes.
Doc, what do you say?
In most cases, that's usually a heavy metal burden on the body. Restless leg syndrome. And, we have a chelation type product that helps remove the heavy metals. Brittany has some heavy metal detox liquid that works as well. And in order to verify that they have heavy metal, in the body, at a high rate, we could do a hair analysis, and the hair analysis will show what the levels are with 35 different elements in the body. And it's pretty remarkable. We can't do it on colored hair or permed hair, but there's ways around it. I mean, I could explain to people when they call if they want to approach that. But to start off with, I would start off with a heavy metal detox type program and see if that doesn't settle down, because probably 90% of restless leg syndrome is heavy metal burden on the body, because it attacks nerve endings, and it causes those nerve endings to be jittery and jerk around, and it's just, it's irritating.
So what's the best place to get your hair from on the body? Pubic hair or hair on the head?
The hair on the head is basically for nutritional purposes. And if we're looking for just heavy metals, pubic hair is fine. And so, we can go either way, because, best way to do is, call the office and I can explain it more in detail. But right. I do a lot of hair analysis and have over the years. And, I found all kinds of issues because of heavy metals or whatever. And people that are depressed, they got a high sodium to a low potassium ratio, and that shows up. Once that's adjusted, they're no longer depressed. So hair analysis shows a lot of stuff. Shows what foods to eat, what foods not to eat based on that hair analysis. And I use the best hair analysis lab in the nation out of north of Dallas. And he was a chiropractor, and he never could get a good, decent hair analysis. So he closed his practice and bought this little hair analysis company, and they expanded on it. Now it's the #1 hair analysis company in the world. I think it's huge. And I get a lot of products from him as well. He does really good products too, like the vitamin E that's in the dry capsule. And, all kinds of other stuff that I get from him. But, feel free to call the office and I can explain it to you in more detail.
Okay, does the sodium potassium imbalance also can cause the blood pressure to fluctuate?
The blood pressure that's a whole different ballpark. Okay.
Okay, that just was a side question. I'm more interested in
pressure issues. I like to do blood work to see if the triglycerides are real high or if you got some kidney markers. Then that's when your blood pressure can fluctuate and relatively stay on the high side all the time. But it can fluctuate. Because when the triglycerides are high in the lipid panel and your kidney markers are there and your kidneys and adrenals are affected, that's when blood pressure tends to be higher than normal.
Okay,
so
we have your number.
Okay, we have a lot of different doors that we can open, to find different issues and find out what we can do to help these issues.
Okay.
Let me give you the Let me give you the telephone number again for Doc Miles out there in Georgetown, Texas. Doc Miles' telephone number is 512-868-9867. That's 512-868-9867. And his email address is docmiles@outlook.com. Doc Miles, DOCMILES. Yeah, Doc Miles, DOCMILES at outlook.com.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, you're so welcome. Thanks for joining us here on Discoveries in Health. And Doc, Doc has got one foot out the door, I can tell. Doc, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, all right. Well, I want to again thank you for sharing with us today and helping people. And I look forward to you coming back again next week. Do you have any parting comments or thoughts, sir?
Well, just keep up the good work. God bless what you're doing down there in Jamaica. And as long as we keep our thoughts where they should be in a positive manner and realize that God is on our side, then we're going to be better off for it.
Yes, sir. Amen on that. Okay. Doc Miles out there in Georgetown, Texas, thank you for joining us. You're always so helpful. Everybody just loves Doc Miles because he helps so many people and he does such a great job at it. So he's here with us most every Thursday. So be sure and join us next week when we're back in again with Doc Miles. But let's go ahead and take the program now and move on to the next step. And I've got to ask Sharon. Sharon, do you have any other question or something you want to talk about here today? Out there in California. Sharon, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Dr. Berst.
Did you have any other?
I was mainly wondering about that, and also, like stroke victims, when you have that problem with your tongue or, what is so forth like that. I've been using the slippery elm. That's working real good.
Good.
And the pneumonia cleared up real nice, too, with the sage and all the other herbs.
Wonderful.
Ferment and spearmint every day. I tour, so.
Well, you're doing such a good. You're doing a really great job of taking care of your elderly grandma. How old is she?
She's 99.
99. And I
if it wasn't help, I'd been lost. So I'm so grateful too for your help. Thank you, and she is too.
Okay. Well, you are in our prayers, and we're glad that we've been able to help and comfort you and Grandma. What a blessing. Okay. Thanks again, Sharon, out there in California.
Bless you. Shalom.
Bless you, and shalom, sister. Tawada, as they say. So, folks, do you have a question? Do you have a comment? Something that you'd like to talk about and know more about? Let's talk about it right here on discoveries in health. Open your microphone with all you need to do is press your star key 2 times. I don't see any mics coming open, so I'm going to have to reach for a topic and come up with a topic. and one that just keeps going over and over and over is always make lifestyle changes. And so you not only want to know about make lifestyle changes, but you want to get started on it, because it'll increase your immune system, give you a incredible diet system that is good for everyone. And it has all kinds of different products and suggestions of what you do first thing in the morning for a few minutes. And then it gives you a delicious power drink that is liquid but gives you so much energy. So and then it goes down and gives you these meal plans and recipes that are whole food, plant-based. So it's such a complete diet that it even has an acid alkaline food chart. So it's a complete system all put together. But you know that the diet is a real big part of every day. But sometimes you gotta, while you're doing that diet, or as you're doing that diet, sometimes it's a good to also cleanse and detoxify. And that's where the colon and liver cleansing liquid that cleans the blood, and not only does it clean the blood, that colon and liver system, a cleaner. It's how to unclog the liver, rejuvenate the bowel, and clean the blood. And it's done with protecting the liver with maltose seed extract, so the liver can't be poisoned anymore. And not only that, but simultaneously of protecting the liver, it's actually regenerating live liver cells, new ones, up to 60% new liver cells every 120 days. So it's a system of regenerating the liver and the digestive tract and cleaning the blood. And that's what the liver's job is. So if you're helping the liver, you're really doing, that's one of the major organs of the body, is the liver, because it's doing so much work, cleaning 13 pints of blood at the rate of 100 gallons every day. That's a big job. And most people's blood is it's toxic. Got a lot of toxins in it, and it's just putting it right back in again, and they don't know why they don't feel well. But when you're using when you're correcting the digestive tract, when there's IBS and other bowel problems, when you're using wild oregano oil, that's going to improve your gut health, because it's going to boost your immune system. Wild oregano oil is going to clean out, and it kills off all the bad stuff that's overgrown in the gut, and it gets rid of all the bad bacteria. So it's one thing to kill something off. It's another thing to get rid of it and to get rid of the debris. And that's why it's a complete system. You got to nourish the body. You got to increase the immune system. You got to have a nourishment that is powerful and easy to digest and super energetic. And that's what that make lifestyle changes diet is. But then when you're healing the gut, because you're lactose intolerant, because you can't even handle fiber, then you're going to want wild oregano oil, because it's going to boost your immune system and clean out all the bad stuff and get rid of all the overgrown bad things in your digestive tract. And wild oregano oil treats digestive conditions such as parasites, ulcers, where there would be bleeding in the stomach and they would not be able to find it until there's something really bad wrong. And the medical establishment does that every day. They misdiagnose things and they can't find things until it's so bad that it's erupting all over the place, then they can find it. Then they say, oh yeah, I see it now. It's disgusting. Anyway, digestive issues like parasites, ulcers, food poisoning, bacterial infections. So some people are taking capsules, and you can get capsules of wild oregano oil, or you can take a teaspoon of oil, like olive oil, extra virgin olive oil from Spain, not from Italy, until they stopped adulterating it in Italy. Then you can go back to Italy. But right now, the oil is being adulterated in Italy. So you got to buy the oil from Spain, olive oil. 1 teaspoon, about 3 drops of wild oregano oil, and bam, just put it in your mouth, swallow it. You got it. And you can usually do it during or after meals, so you can do it then, or you can do it before a meal if you want to. It's up to you. But that 3 to 7 drops of wild oregano oil will do amazing things in the digestive tract. Garlic is an amazing superfood that can kill off bacterial, viral, and fungal infections. And quite simply, it helps safely remove all of those little critters that are destroying the digestive system while boosting your immune system. It's just like the wild oregano oil. It's boosting your immune system and destroying the bad things. So you can use capsules. You can use a lot of fresh garlic. I use a lot of fresh garlic when I'm cooking. When I'm preparing food, a lot of garlic, ginger, apple cider vinegar, cayenne pepper. Yes, it all goes in there. Coconut oil. Yes. And when avocados aren't available, avocado oil. Got to have that avocado oil going. But there are things that can really work on the digestive tract that you don't usually think about. Like the wild oregano oil, like the garlic, the ginger, and the cayenne, all of those things. And always start with a little bit of anything to make sure it agrees with you. Just because it's supposed to be good doesn't mean you're supposed to take a lot right away. Let's take the tiniest amount and make sure everything agrees with you and you like it and it likes you. Now, the other thing that's really incredible is something called kombucha, mushroom tea. And it's not a mushroom. It just looks like a mushroom when you're making it. It looks like a big mushroom sitting in a 1-gallon jar, and that thing looks like a mushroom, but it's not. It's a colony of yeast. It's a special yeast that is so incredible that it's of a perfect type of bacteria that the stomach wants. And this perfect yeast bacteria solution called kombucha mushroom, where it's really not even a mushroom, it's a colony of yeast. But it's exactly what your digestive tract wants. And the health benefits attributed to kombucha tea, including stimulating the immune system, preventing cancer, and improving digestion, and improving liver function. That's why people take it, to get the digestive tract going again. So these are some things that you can think about. Acidophilus powder, non-dairy. That's a real good high-tech acidophilus powder. And you can keep it at room temperature, or you can keep it in the freezer. Since we were always keeping acidophilus in the freezer in the old days, 40, 50 years ago, I still put mine in the freezer, but it doesn't need to be. Because this is such high-tech, non-dairy acidophilus powder that gives you the perfect bacteria, along with the kombucha mushroom. Incredible things can be, it can get that digestive tract going back to work again. Because diet can rapidly and reproducibly alter our gut bacteria. Study shifts in dietary patterns can radically alter the microbial makeup of your gut in less than a day, leading to rapid alterations in the functions of our microbiotica. Anyway, that's what they say. That's what researchers have found. Just your diet can totally change your bacterial balance in your digestive tract in one day, in less than a day. So here is the system of unclogging the liver and rejuvenating the bowel. First, you got to make sure the digestive tract is working, and that's how to do it. Those are things that will help to heal the digestive tract and get it going again. But there are others as well. And then there's the CAC liquid that flushes out the bloodstream, flushes out the colon, and flushes everything to the liver, and then it protects the liver and flushes everything out of the liver into the bowel, and the bowel, it triggers the bowel to get rid of it. And then that's where you need a fiber. You need a special fiber. You need one that's got bentonite clay that is going to absorb all the toxins and pull them right to it like a magnet. Bentonite clay will do that. And it pulls heavy metals to it as well, because it's negatively charged. Heavy metals are positively charged, and so are toxins. And that clay just sucks all these heavy metals and toxins right into the clay. In this clay powder, you get this powder, you put a little bit in some good tasting juice, and you drink it down, and you do it. And anytime you're doing a powder detox like this, do it 1 to 2 hours before your supplements or your medication, or 1 to 2 hours after. Because if you do it 1 to 2 hours within that 1 or 2 hours of taking supplements or medication, it will suck up all the supplements and all the medication, put it right into the powder. It'll take it right out of the body, because that's how good it is. Or that's what it's going to do. It's going to pull everything that it can out of the body, and it's going to be targeting specifically heavy metals and toxins. It's going to just pull all into this Truman's Fiber Special number 4837. That's it. That's the king of all fibers, and it's made with psyllium husk fiber. It's made with bentonite clay and all of the super green foods: chlorella, spirulina, barley grass, wheatgrass, alfalfa powder, olive leaf extract to fight viruses. It's even got Atlantic seaweed kelp in there. So it's a totally complete detox fiber that's nourishing you while it's just pulling all the bad things out of your body. So that's a really great system. It's the CAC liquid that will keep the bowel movements soft and flush everything out of the blood and out of the digestive tract and into the colon. And on its way, that Fiber Special is going to then just pull all of the toxins out of it, probably before it even gets to the liver, because it's going to go through the digestive tract. And that's why you got to drink plenty of water. You got to make sure you're drinking half your body weight in water every day, in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you want 100 ounces of water, and we can count quality liquids. So that's why that's always getting back to that Make Lifestyle Changes report. That is in everything I just talked about is in the Make Lifestyle Changes report. The diet, how to unclog the liver, talking about how to restore the digestive tract. It's all in the perfect diet, because you can't have a perfect diet if you don't have a healthy digestive process, if your liver's not working, if your bowel isn't working. No matter what you're eating, it's not going to work. If your bowel isn't working, if your liver's not working, if your digestion isn't working, even if you're eating something healthy, it's not going to work. If these systems are shut down. And then the lady we talked to earlier in area code 412, that's exactly what's going on. Her digestive tract is shutting down. She's really not getting any real nourishment. That's why the Make Lifestyle Changes diet would be absolutely perfect for her to start leaning into. And so we'll see how Doc Miles, what happens there. And I'm sure Doc Miles will take care of her. But if not, then we know what to do. She can give me a call, and we'll make sure that we help her with the things that we know about that will help her. So anyway, let's get back to the room here again. I just wanted to mention that as one of the things. Now giving a chance. I know, folks, there are people that I should have called back that I couldn't call back because my phone has been ringing off the hook lately a lot. And just know that there are people that are on my list, people that are in Sacramento, California, and people that are in Texas and so forth. And I will be calling you, but probably not tonight yet, because it'll be late where I am when this broadcast is over. And so we'll start again, helping people again tomorrow. So we'll be helping people all through the Sabbath. That's what I do. Somebody has to tend to people who need help, even on the Sabbath. So that's why I do what I do 7 days a week. So just call me. I will call you back, even though my phone is ringing off the hook. I'll get to you. I will. I don't forget anybody. I have messed up a couple of times, and maybe dropped somebody's email, or it got lost, or we had the email crashed, or something, or I've lost somebody's number. But those things happen. But if I don't get back to you, please keep calling, because I want to make sure and help everybody. So that's very important. Know that I'm not ignoring you. Know that I'm going to get back to you. But if you have a question right here, right now, it doesn't have to be a personal question. You don't have to ask what's good for my this or what's good for my that. It can be what is good for a particular type of problem. Because if you're talking about what's good for my problem, then it could be misconstrued by evil people that we are diagnosing or prescribing. If you say what's good for my cancer, whoa, boy, man, that's a red flag to in front of a bull, like the evil authorities that would prosecute somebody for trying to help somebody who said, what's the cure for my cancer? That's a trap. That's a trap. I've seen people, be hauled off the stage in handcuffs for doing that. Yeah, I've seen it. Anyway, it's not very much fun. Anyway, we're here for another half hour, 35 minutes. And if you have a question or if you have a comment, please press your star key on your telephone right now. Let's hear from you. Let's answer your questions right here, today, right now. If you have a question, press your star key on your phone 2 times. Open up your microphone. No one is pressing their star key. I got a whole bunch of people in the room. Nobody is pressing their star key. If you have a question, and there you go. In Kentucky, what is your question?
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises be to the Most High. I have a question. We want to know, how do you stay so young, man? We just want to know the young recipe, because that's the best thing. With you being so vibrant and having so much energy, and you're having your mind and everything at this age, because if people see you, they think you're much younger. But I just want to know, how do you stay young? Because that's the recipe I think most people want, and they'll appreciate that recipe if you can give it. Thank you, Dr. Berst.
All praises the Most High. Bless you. Very kind remarks. Yes, folks, I'm pushing 80, and I'm I'm getting real close to 80 years old. So people are wondering, how do you keep going? Because they know I work 7 days a week. They know that I help people day and night. They know a lot of it is I'm not getting a donation. I'm asking for donations, but a lot of people can't give me a donation, so I help them anyway. And they know that. And they want to know, how do you just keep on going, day after day after day, year after year after year, decade after decade, till you've gone to almost 6 decades now. I've been doing this for almost 6 decades. It's a long time. So how do I do it? Number one, it's my relationship with the Most High. That's number one. Because I receive the love and the mercy of the Most High and the guidance. Now, I know that my body houses the Holy Spirit. And I need to take care of the Holy Spirit, which means I need to take care of my body. A lot of people don't want to take care of themselves. They want to take care of everybody around them, but they don't take care of themselves. And then they fall apart, then everybody around them, is just miserably unhappy, because the most important person is ill. So it's very important that you realize that the Spirit of the Most High is within you, and this is just a covering. This body is just a covering. This is a short-term thing, even if it seems like it's a long-term, and it's been a long journey, almost 80 years. And so it's that Make Lifestyle Changes diet. It's helping people every day. It's doing something that's so important to make sure that a mom has somebody to call when there's a sick kid and the mom needs somebody. It's when your grandpa's sick. It's when the people you love are sick, and you know that you don't want them in the hands of the medical doctors, and so they know their go-to person is to call Doc Truman. That's me. So they do, and I help them. Do I prescribe and diagnose? Nope, never do that. I simply, we pray together most of the time. Some people are different faiths than I am, and that's okay, because we all love those people that call me. They love God. They call him by a different name or by a different religion, and that's okay. That's their business. I'm not here to judge anyone, and especially not about their faith. I mean, the fact that if they have faith at all is a miracle, because it's hard to keep the faith of any sort in these times. But it's wonderful to encourage people of all faiths and be there and embrace them and let them know that that they're loved and cared for. So it's being on a mission that is so important. It's being on a mission that's so important. Like here in Jamaica, I'm on a mission to shake it up and change the government rules here. And this line. Did you have a question there in Kentucky? Because your mic.
Yeah, I just one last thing. I'm sorry. I just want to say we want to know when is your birthday, so everybody can know when it's your birthday. Maybe we can. Yeah, maybe we can do something.
I don't celebrate my birthday. I don't celebrate.
I know, but when is it though?
When is it?
So we can know.
Yeah. Man, this guy's getting personal here, folks. Okay, my birthday. My birthday. You turkey. My birthday is January 11, 1941. That's when.
Wow.
1941, beginning of the bad war, World War II.
Whoa.
They just bombed Pearl Harbor, and then out I came. Bam.
Whoa.
And my mom was listening to a radio show, and there was a fellow by the name of Truman Bradley, and this is Denver, Colorado. I was born in Denver, and she was listening to Truman Bradley. Said that's a nice name, so she named me Truman. So that's how I got my name. But anyway, yes, I'm very young and very old all at the same time. It's a bit confusing, but hey, I feel great, and I got the energy of a teenager and the health of a teenager. I am blessed by doing this work. It makes me continue to take my own remedies, and by doing that, I'm never ill. I'm not sick. I every now and then I get a flu bug. Somebody comes and gives me one, and I get it. But usually my immune system is so high that I don't get sick. I just keep right on day in, day out, doing, helping people, and that's what I'm supposed to do.